All right, guys, I think we are officially live now. Had a little bit of a technical hiccup there this morning, but I think we are good to go. So, yeah, let's kick this baby off. What do you say? Looks like Justin's already in the house. What's up, Justin? Good to see you here. We're going to let everyone get on here. Cheers to everyone joining me this morning. Troy, what's up, man? Lydia, what's happening? All right, cool. So it looks like we are officially streaming now. So this is good. Salama, nice to see you as well. Lydia, I said hello to you. Troy, Justin, Richard's in the house. What's up, Richard? How you doing? Cheers to you as well. Karen is in the house. Hey, Scott, thought you weren't coming on. Yeah, I know. I got a little nervous there, actually. I had a little issue with my my Cam Link, which is a device that helps me get the signal into the computer. So having a little bit of a problem there. Nicardo, Scotty, what's happening, man? Troy, what is the best social media share plugins for Generate Press? Troy, we can talk about that this afternoon. I think you're going to be on our live call. So if we have time later, we can discuss that, but there's a few different ones. The one we're using is Social Pug, I believe it is. But we could talk about that. Mike is smiling as usual. What's up, Mike? Morning to you. Okay. So it looks like the crew is coming on. So glad to see all you guys. And let me just do a quick little housekeeping here. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time and you're watching this, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook, do me a quick favor, drop a comment, even if it's after the fact, if you're watching this on a replay. I know my good friend Dave Manley isn't on here live, but he always watches the replays. He told me this yesterday. We did a great interview yesterday for the podcast, and I want to give a little shout out to Dave, who has really just become a friend now. After we did the 5-minute pitch, he was one of our contestants. And then from there, had him on the podcast. We did a little bit of a strategy session as well. And he's just crushing it right now. And the guy's just full of energy. So I wanted to give him a shout out, give him a little love. Dave is awesome. And you'll be hearing an interview probably in the next week and a half to 2 weeks from Dave. Great story, great energy. And just know that he's always here with us on these coffee talks. It's just he can't. He's actually Pacific time, so he's actually not available during this hour. So anyway, just want to give him a quick shout out. Everyone else here that is on as well. And yeah, so just wanted to remind you guys, these coffee talks are for you. All right. Yes, I get to come on, hang out with you. I'm running the command center here, but they are for you. And I want to be able to give you any advice or any feedback that I can. These have been turning into sometimes a long Q&A session, which I have no problem with. I do want to try to keep these to like 20, 30 minutes. And I do want to do these daily. Hey, Amet, what's up? How you doing? First time for Chikazwani? Weena? I don't know how to pronounce that, but hey, welcome. Yeah, so do me another favor, though. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, or you are just a regular one of our coffee crew, make sure that you invite someone that you think that would get value from this, or that you think that would be a great fit for our little coffee talks here. You know, I don't care how big these get. I care about the quality of the people. All right. And I know right now we got a good group of people. And to me, it's all about getting here live if you can. And if not, after the fact, is it something that's going to help you for that day? Is it going to give you a little nudge? Is it going to give you a little nugget? Is it going to give you something that you can take through the rest of your day? Or even if you come back and listen to it, maybe you just need a little bit of that dose of either energy or inspiration, or if it's just a nugget of something that we discuss, because we do discuss some tactical stuff here as well. But I'm open to talk about anything you guys want to talk about. We talk about mindset. We talk about content creation. We talk about audience building. We talk about building niche sites, like whatever. Nothing's off limits. I'm more than happy to discuss any of that stuff. Okay. Let me see here before I do jump in. It looks like a couple more people here. Let me just, hey, Eric, what's up? First time. Glad to have you, Eric. And Leslie, you're back. Hey, Scott, so great to do this. What was the name of your mic you mentioned a couple of days ago? You mean the microphone? I think you're talking about this one. That's the Zoom mic. And it's basically just it's a very small, lightweight, simple to use. That's going out of focus. So basically you just press that button right there and it goes, live. There's some adjustments on the side and on the back that you can use. Maybe I'll do like a little video for this and post it on YouTube and give the differences. This here is a little bit overkill for what you probably need. This here is simple, $100, maybe less, depending on where you get it. And then I get a little cover for the top. So that way there, it takes care of the pops. It's like $3. So basically that's it. When I go traveling, I usually bring this mic. Super easy. I've done this at meetups where I can have someone on my team just go around and say, hey, how long you been listening to the podcast? So what's one big thing that really has happened since you've been listening to the podcast? Just give us like one thing that's happened since listening, right? So you can see there's a back and forth. It could be an interview mic. Could be it's got a little 1/4-inch screw on it as well, or a nut on it, or female end. You can screw it in. Even on something like a tripod, you could take this off and then put this on there, and then you can just set it on your desk, and that could be your mic. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with it. But anyway, this isn't a tech podcast, but this is what I use when I'm traveling, and this is so easy to use. One AA battery, by the way, which lasts a while. This will record like 5 hours. It's crazy. All right. What do you guys say? You ready to get to it? All right. Let's pull up the notes here. And today, what I'm going to be talking about is, and it's funny, whenever I'm thinking about doing these, I'm like, okay, what's tomorrow's topic? Like, what's on my mind? What's something that I heard? What's a piece of wisdom that I've gained or that I've been inspired by that I can bring to you guys? So this one shot thing, like your one shot. And what do I mean by your one shot? Well, we all have a limited amount of time, not to get kind of like dark, right? But we have a limited amount of time here, right? We want to stay healthy. We want to be positive. We all know stress is a killer, right? Like we want a dose of good energy, positivity, and we just want to live the best life. I think we all agree. So what I'm talking about here, and this could be adapted to, business. It could be life, could be anything. It could be a situation. But in this situation, what I'm going to be talking about is really how to take advantage of like this time right now. And then also how we can take advantage of our life and really what does that mean? Because we're always evolving. So never believe the thing, well, if I get there, everything's going to be great, because that's never going to happen. So you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. You might think right now, if I get there, game over, done, I'm awesome. This is awesome. Life is great. And it might be for a minute. And then what happens is you want to grow or things change. So all of that stuff. So I really want you to consider what you're working on right now. Not that it's like a waste of time, because something that you're working on right now may seem to you like this isn't the thing I want to do long-term, and that's okay, because it is technically a stepping stone, or what I like to call take action moments. These moments, they build upon each other and kind of lead you to where you want to go. I'm actually going through this process myself right now. Like it's weird. It's like every 3 to 5 years, I kind of go through these little itches, right? These little, okay, I did that. Now, what am I learning from everything that I did there? And where is this taking me? Where do I want to go? Do I need to listen to these voices? Do I not need to listen to these voices? Who should I listen to? Right. And right now, what I want you to understand is that this right here that we're doing, like whatever it is that you're doing, but like what we're doing, even like right now, like what are we working towards? Because here's what you need to realize. And you probably already know this, but you need to hear it. This life that we are living right now, it's not a dress rehearsal. You're not going to go back and do it again. So the question you got to ask yourself is, yeah, right now there might be some crap going on in the world and it sucks. But How am I going to take advantage of this time to make me see what I really want? There's going to be a lot of change happening in the world, a lot of change. And I just wrote an email this morning, literally before we got on here, and the title of it was Future Proof. Are you? That was the title of the email. Because no matter what the economy does right now, no matter what the world does, okay, if I know where I'm going, and if I know my skill set or the things I'm working on now are helping me to get to where I want to go, wherever that is, yours is different than mine, maybe, okay, then we can feel good about this. This isn't a dress rehearsal. We're supposed to go through this, right? It's not something I'm supposed to do and then go, oh, do over. You have to know every single action that we are taking is one thing to either open up maybe an opportunity, a connection, a network, a skill set, any of that stuff. So even though right now you might be saying, well, the thing that I'm working on, I don't see myself doing that in 5 years. That's fine. Where do you want to be in 5 years? That's the big question. But then the thing that you're working on, as long as you're building skill sets or it's giving you the experience to help you get to where you want to go. And I don't mean directly, right? So if you're learning, let's just use an example. If you're learning how to build an audience or attention or traffic, all of it is the same pretty much. We're trying to get attention in a market and you're like, okay, Scott talked about building an email list. So I probably should start building an email list, but I'm building an email list in this market over here that I'm not really sure I want to be in the next 5 years. It's okay. Because now you're learning how to build an email list. You're learning how to get attention. You're learning how to direct that attention. That there is probably something that's going to help you in this thing over here. Okay. So the whole thing, like this is your one shot, like this is your one shot, meaning number one, don't beat yourself up. Okay. Because you might be doing something right now and you feel like it's not, you're just doing it for the money. You're just doing it right now because you got to pay the bills. Like we get that. But there's something in doing that that is probably helping you get to where you want to go. So again, when I wrote this out, like how to take advantage of this time in life and business is really about like this here, this uncomfortable, place that we are right now, the uncertainty, all of this stuff. Let this be the guide, right? Let this be the time that you're put to the test. And understand that it's okay. But this is, to me, your one shot to also say, okay, I'm doing all this stuff over here. Let me take, I don't know, an hour and let me ask myself that question. Where do I want to be in 5 years? What do I want to be doing that will light me up? If money wasn't, a concern, what is that thing? Because I believe that we should have that dream, that hope. We should have that because that is what we can work towards, right? I'll just give you an example. So my story going all the way back to the construction day, like if I look back at that, I'm like, what did that actually teach me or help me with to where I am now, which is almost 20 years later? Is there anything that helped me with? It helped me with a lot. Number one, it showed me about partnerships, what I like, what I don't like. Right? How to really be good to your customers. We were really good to our customers, really good. We bent over backwards for our customers. So that taught me that. So I take that into what I'm doing right now with what I'm doing here. It doesn't make any difference. And then I can take that and go into the photography world. We were there. We had to, now from the construction thing, I said, okay, I know I got to take care of my customers and bend over backwards for them and give them personalization, all of that stuff. Did it, right? I learned it. It brought me to that. My wife and I ran that company for over probably 6 or 7 years, if I can correctly do math here. Yeah, about 6 or 7 years full time in our photography business. And then started to get that itch again and started saying, how can I do something that's a little bit more passive, a little bit more that I don't have to be face to face with the customer? We had a new baby, Kayla, who's now 12. And I'm like, how would I do this? And then that's where I started getting introduced to the online space. But then I took the photography thing and I piggybacked off of that and brought me into the online space of what I was going to share and what niche I was going to go into. You see, so everything has built me to where I am. Okay. Even the podcast, over 800 episodes now. We're 5 years in. There's a little bit of a shift happening up here. It has been for about 2 years, but right here, it's about time. And I'm going to share with you guys here during these coffee talks as I continue to uncover this myself and go through this. And that's an exercise I'm going through right now. Where do I want to be seen in 5 years? What do I want to be a part of? What is going to light me up, right? This here, love this. Live events, love them. Can't do them right now, right? Like, so right now we don't know what the future looks like there, but I love this. I love the one-on-one. I love the little groups. I love connecting with the right people. I love helping people, right? So I've just learned that over the years, that's what I love, but I don't know. I kind of do, but I don't know 100%, but that's what I'm going through. But all the things here that I'm doing are not a waste of time, and they shouldn't be for you as well. So make sure that you do that. All right. So a little exercise for you, a little something to think about. And so let me ask you guys, okay, in the comments right now, are you working on a business, okay, that you feel is helping you get to where you want to be in 5 years? So answer that in the comments below if you'll do that for me. All right. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And I'm also, I'm going to be looking at your comments coming through, but I want to also remind you guys that, you know, when we're in this, it can feel lonely when you're, especially like right now, like I'm sitting here in my office with you guys, right? But technically I'm here with a camera, a light, my computer, my microphone, my mixer, right? Like, so there's no one in this room really, except in our virtual room. Okay. And it can feel lonely. So being together like that to me is everything. So again, I want to continue doing these, but I can only do these, and I'm not charging anything for these, right? But the only way that I can do it is if you guys are showing up, if you guys are committed, if you guys are going to help me spread the word. So it's kind of like I'm looking for my people to help me bring in more people that are like us. And that's it. That's all I ask, right? My mission moving forward is to help more people, right? But people that get it. Not the people that are just going to ride the next trend, right? Like I can still go down the Amazon trend if I want to and go out there and show people that, you know, you launch a product, whatever, but I don't believe in it as I did 4 or 5 years ago because things have changed. So again, I'm changing, the market's changing, everything's changing. So again, I would love for you guys to help me and invite more people here so we can hang out and help more people together as a unit. So if you'll do that, that'd be amazing. All right, let me go ahead and see what we got here. Let's see. Let's see here. Ankit Patel, what's up, man? Hey, Scott, been a long time listener here since you had 30 episodes of your podcast. Awesome work and motivation, Scott. Well, you know what? First off, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being a long time listener. And we're talking 5 years now that you've been listening. So 30 episode, Scott was pretty green at podcasting, pretty unsure of what was going to be happening here on the podcast. And I appreciate you sticking with me. And there's going to be a little bit of a shift coming up, and it's not, I'm not going anywhere. But there's a little bit of something here that I got to do, and I'm going to do it. And you guys are going to be able to come along with me, hopefully. So not going anywhere. Just want to say that, but there is a little bit of change happening. Mike, appreciate these thoughts, Scott. I've changed careers several times after tiring of one. Okay. And nothing I learned in the previous lives was wasted. Everything done prepare us for the next step. I love that, Mike. You and I are a lot alike. Love that thinking. And you know, I lean on a lot of my mentors too. I've been having a private conversation with a good friend of mine, Pat Flynn, now, who I met through, he had a podcast I started listening to 10 years ago. And then just through mutual friends and then outreach, became friends, became part of one of his masterminds. And I reached out to him the other day because I needed some advice. And the advice that you just even said, Mike, was very similar to what Pat had said. And I already know this, right? But sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need that external validation, the external, it's okay, you know, that reminder. So I'm here to tell you, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm not like doubting certain things always. We all do. And even, you know, Pat would admit that. And Michael Stelzner, who I just had on the podcast, well, he's recorded, it'll be on the podcast Monday. He had doubts about doing this new venture. And he's a guy that runs one of the, actually it is the largest social media marketing event in the, well, I don't know if it's the world. It's probably the world, but it's definitely in the US. Like, over 7,000 people come to this event. He started it 10 years ago. He's got a major business, but he had a little bit of doubts going into this next thing that he was doing. So we all have that, but I appreciate that, Mike. I do. I truly, truly do. Justin, these live events are unreal. I think that's good, right? Salama, yes, for sure. Karen, yes. Mike, thoughts. So till yesterday, questioning category now. You mean the category in your business? You mean the niche, the sub niche? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see here. Let's see. Chris, love these coffee talks. I love doing them, Chris. I love doing them. I love that you're on YouTube and you're tuning in as well. Trying to get a little bit more growth over there. Hair Weave 101. I forgot your name already too. Hair Weave 101. Hi, Scott. Yes, definitely in the grind right now, but feel overwhelmed when results are not as fast as expected. Yeah, that can be something that's hard. Let me give you guys something that happened today, actually. We've been building these two brands as case studies inside of Brand Creators Academy. So it's kind of like a multi-purpose. We've got these brands that are being built because I want to have these properties that are like real estate, and they're going to start producing income and somewhat passive. But it's a slow go, right? Until you get that traffic. We're in about 6 months on one, 7 months on the other. And we just started doing Pinterest about 2 months ago. And this morning we had yesterday we had over 193 people come over from Pinterest, which is our highest day yet. Overall, we had over 900 page views on that site. And the other one we had over 1,100 views. And that one's already starting to produce income. So the reason why I'm sharing that is because for 6 months, didn't see the results as we would have hoped. Or I take that back. We understand the growth, but obviously you always want it faster, right? So yes, we're not disappointed, but it is like, oh, come on, when's this thing going to take? When's this thing going to take, right? I get it. But I can tell you this, consistency trumps everything. If you stay consistent and just set a date and do that every single week, every single day, whatever it is, consistency will trump anything and committing to that. All right. So make sure that you do that. I think I'm doing that even though I'm not making crazy amount of money, but I'm improving the skill and mindset that will lift me up to reach where I want to be. And that's a great attitude. Super great attitude. All right. Sorry. I had to take a sip of coffee there. Homera, I'm not sure if I pronounced your name right. Actor with my wife. We are working on building an audience. We already have blog with e-commerce store, and we sell also on Amazon. We now have the plan to start a podcast and YouTube. I love that. Here's what I would suggest for you. Do the video first and use the audio for the podcast. And then take that video and then embed that on your website, on your blog, and create transcripts and show notes and possibly a blog post. So you would have 3 properties from one piece of content. So it's a great idea. I would not start podcast necessarily. I'd start video, strip audio, but keep in mind that it's going to go on a podcast feed. And then from there, I would also post that as a written form because people are going to find it on YouTube. People are going to find it in iTunes, and people are going to find it on Google. 3 places. I like that. Okay. Also, longtime listener and has been great motivation to keep on moving. Yeah. So if you're a longtime listener, you probably see things have changed for me, right? Like when you first started listening, it was, hey, this is how I launched a product on Amazon. I'm learning this process. I'm going to document this journey. Okay, I've got, this up and running. I'm doing pay-per-click. I'm learning that. So everything was really focused there. And now if you look, there's probably 1 out of 10 that might mention something about Amazon, right? And that was by design, actually, not in the beginning, but as we evolved, right? So you can almost see that. So you can almost say like, well, Scott, it's kind of like you're not starting a new audience, but you kind of are, because some people that were following that seen, oh, well, Scott's not going to talk about Amazon as much. I'm going to leave. That's fine, because Scott's not going to keep talking about that. But the right people are going to stay, and new people coming in, that's all they're going to know. So that's kind of what you have to think about. But again, I just want to let you guys know, like, if you just look at me as an example, I've changed, right? We all change. A big thank you from Mexico for these coffee talks. Well, thank you for tuning in from Mexico. That makes That makes me feel really good that we're reaching globally now, not just in the US. Scott, you are very similar to Matt. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and Miles Beckler. Oh, well, okay. I'm taking that as a compliment. So thank you. Salama, roots are not visible. The consistency eventually always pays and the plant shows up above ground. Love that. That's a great analogy, by the way. You're right. You don't see all of the root system being built and then all of a sudden, boop, we got a little bit, boop, 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 and up we come. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Ankit, for who needs this today, I've posted my first ever screenshot of my new sales in 2015, a Facebook group as a newbie. Back then, now looking back, I was able to build a multi 7-figure brand. See what I mean? It's great, right? You created that root system and boom, now all of a sudden they're shooting up. And congratulations, by the way. Salama, how do you design businesses to sell versus passion lifelong businesses? The biggest thing that you want to do there in a business that you're looking to sell is if you're going to be the face of the brand, you need to either make that decision up front, or you need to have contributors come in so it's not just dependent on you. If you're going to be the face, very hard to sell. So me, not going to sell, like I'm not selling Scott Boker, right? I'm not selling The Amazing Seller. I'm not selling brand creators. I'm not selling any of that. That's kind of like my stuff. I'm not going to off-sell that, right? So that hopefully that helps. Consistency and taking action is my thing. Love it. Love it. Karen, working on consistency. I do a lot on video of educational ideas. Do I take still shots and put them on Instagram? Yeah, you can, or just little snippets and then put them up on IGTV or any of that stuff. But again, I would look at what is the ROI for doing that. If you notice on Instagram, I'm not even broadcasting today. I was before, but it's almost not even me worth it with the bandwidth, just because my audience isn't really there. I haven't really built that, and I'm okay with that. My focus is YouTube and Facebook right now. Like that's it. So I'm not even concerned about that. I'm not taking the time to take some of these and chop them up and put them up there. But if your audience is there, then yes. And maybe your audience isn't on YouTube, or maybe it is, but you see more of an opportunity on Instagram. So you got to pick and then go from there. Oh, from Swim University. Yeah, he actually reached out to me after I posted a podcast episode talking about him. I might get him on the show, actually. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, cool. So, guys, that is my coffee talk for today. I know that went kind of quick today. Man, they just seem like they just keep buzzing by. If you have any topics, anything that you want me to talk about, let me know. Tomorrow, I already got it mapped out of what I want to talk about. I'll give you guys a little hint of what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And I already wrote the title. So here you go. Ready? Attention. That's the first part. How to create buzz and attention in your business. All right. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this one, and we'll do more on this, but I wanted to really drill into this because I think it is so underutilized and people don't realize that getting attention in various ways, it doesn't have to be just, build an email list. Yes, that's one way. It's not just showing up on Instagram or showing up on Facebook or any of that stuff. There's other ways that we can do it. But I got off the phone yesterday. Actually, it wasn't the phone. It was Zoom with Dave Manley. And we were talking about how he's gotten attention in his business and how it's exploded. And there's a couple of small little tweaks that you don't realize how powerful they are. But when you do this, when you build a loyal base of people in your audience, and it doesn't have to be a ton, but the ones that are advocates, the ones that are fans, or as Pat Flynn says, super fans. But if you find these people, you can start to really, really, have them feel part of the brand. And you might be saying, well, Scott, I sell fishing lures. How's that even possible? It's possible. Trust me. And after I got off with Dave yesterday, he had me really realize that, attention is massive, because if you get attention, then from there, we can direct the attention. We can do cool things with product launches. We can do cool things with blog content. We can do a whole bunch of great things if we have the attention, and if we can control the attention on certain platforms. So tomorrow, I'm going to dig into that, some more thoughts on that, get your guys' feedback on that, and we'll have the conversation around that. So if you guys, like I said, if you have any questions or anything you want me to answer on an upcoming one of these coffee talks, please submit them. But also do me a huge favor. All right. Even if you just send this link of this or share it on your profile page to you or whoever you think would be interested in joining us, do that. Just one person or one group or whatever that you think would find this valuable, do that for me. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's going to be a playlist after this airs, and it's going to go into the Coffee Talk playlist. So all of these Coffee Talks are going to go in to this playlist. So if you're watching this on YouTube, that's where they'll be. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so that way there you get notified. If you're on Facebook, whenever I post on the page, if you are being notified on the page, you'll get notified of these. But if not, you can just click on the reminder on the actual post itself, and then you'll get a reminder on that one. But the best way to do that is to follow that page on Facebook. And if you're watching this on Facebook, that's probably where you're watching it. All right. So guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up. Let me just go down the bottom here, make sure we didn't miss anything. Amit, yes, thank you. And I will have a great rest of my day. You as well. And looking forward to it. Salma says, thanks. Great topic. Have a nice day. You as well. And thanks for great info. Deborah, what's up? Have a great day as well. All right, guys. So that is going to wrap up this little coffee talk. Oh, I probably should mention as well, if you wanted to grab our checklist for really figuring out your brand and different opportunities, whether it's revenue opportunities or traffic revenue or traffic opportunities, head on over to brandcreators.com and you'll find our free checklist there. All right. So just brandcreators.com. It's free, nothing to buy. Just go there and check it out, and you'll get access to our checklist, which will really open up your eyes to your market and hopefully give you some insight as far as what you can do right now to get attention, but then also to diversify your traffic and, add some additional revenue streams to your business. So go check it out. All right, guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Actually, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.